messages that we hear, we just need a little bit of reminder. Sometimes you just need to hear it from a different voice. Sometimes it just needs to come in at a certain time. But this is all the stuff we already know, y'all. It's now, we just have to go do it. She talked about taking baby steps. Yes, you should have a vision. Her vision was, I need to pay for my freedom. I need to buy my freedom. That was the vision. I need to buy my freedom. She didn't know what the dream was. She didn't know what, but like that was the seed. It was like, oh man, LA Unified isn't going to do it for me. I got to figure out how to go do this. And then she took the necessary steps. She didn't know exactly where it was going. She didn't know exactly what was 2,000 feet ahead, like she said. She knew what was 200. And so she started just writing those checks. It's a powerful story because we all know we're capable of taking the small step. You know you're capable of taking the small step. You might not know what's 5 years, 10 years down the line, but you know the little thing you have to go do that maybe you're just not doing. Lisa Nichols just went and did it. And again, we just have to understand that success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. If somebody has a story like that, that's why stories are inspiring, is because if someone else can do it, that means you can do it. Doesn't mean everyone will do it. It just means you have the ability to. But what did she do? So she started with that little seed of this isn't going to do it. I'm not happy where I am. I don't like this part. So now I have to now start to fund my future. I have to start to buy my freedom. And she made a decision. She made a decision, y'all. That's all it was. A decision to write $100 check every 2 weeks, increase it by 5%. She didn't even put it in a 401k. She didn't invest it in Bitcoin. She put it in the bank. She saved it. Those of you that work with me on the money side, I always tell you, right? First, you learn how to earn it, then you learn how to save it, then you learn how to invest it. Like she said, my family's never had 10 grand in the bank, 5 grand in the bank. She just saved it little by little. But I want you to understand the timing. It was 3.5 years, y'all. She gave you the story that said she sacrificed for 3.5 years. I'm a little bit of a nerd, so I did the math on that. She wrote herself 91 checks before she went to look at the balance. 3.5 years worth of checks every other week is 91 checks that she wrote to herself that she deposited in the bank before she even looked at it. Have you sacrificed something for 3.5 years? You know how I tell you guys, hey, cut out what you're watching, cut out, right, what you're consuming. I cut out, all types of TV and radio and all that stuff, but I only did it for like a year and a half. She sacrificed for 3.5 years. She inconvenienced herself. Me and my wife were just talking about this on one of our lives where we said most people don't want to take 5 steps back financially to take a leap forward. She said, I sold my car. I I sold my house. I downsized my house. I went from a 3 bedroom, 3 bath to living in a apartment with a roommate. Are you willing to make the sacrifices to be able to have a story like that? If not, we can't expect it. But the best part is like, yes, you are capable. It starts with a decision. It starts with small steps. But you got to know this life, you got to inconvenience yourself. You got to step out of your comfort zone. You can't keep doing things that are keeping you comfortable if you want to have a story like that. If you want to succeed in any of these areas of your life, that's the thesis of what we're talking about. Is you just got to change how you're thinking about things. You got to change your perspective on things. Here's another perspective shift that she had at the end, which is going to kind of correlate with what we're talking about, that fear should fuel you. Fear shouldn't paralyze you. Fear shouldn't stop you. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm scared to." Well, do it afraid. Fear is just another emotion. It's not even real. The acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. It's like it's not even real, but it's an emotion, just like love or compassion, just like she said. So why do we allow it to cripple us? Oh, I'm scared of that. Oh, I don't know if this will happen. None of that matters. Do it anyway. Do it afraid. Make the decision to think about fear differently and then go after the things that you want. Even if you don't know fully what's all the way up ahead, you know the next step. We were just listening to Mel Robbins on Wednesday. Like, you know, your next step, you know what you have to do. Most people are not in a place of like, I don't know what to do next. No, you know, you want to get your health right? Like, just go wake up and go exercise tomorrow. You know what to do. You want to change your health a bit? Like, just stop eating fast food. Like, stop putting bad things in your mouth. You know exactly what to do. You want to fix your finance, you know what to do, right? You need to sit down and look at them, and you need to pay yourself first and save and budget. Like, you know what to do. Question is, why don't you do it? Might come back to our beliefs, might come back to some of these things, these perspectives on fear. But at the end of the day, y'all, you know what you need to do. In the text, she said something about cognitive dissonance in the video. And in the text, the 177 mental toughness secrets, again, they say it a little differently, but it's all the same concept. It says champions feed their vision and starve their fear. Now, here's what it says in here, and this is going to break down that cognitive dissonance part because it's important for us to understand. This is where a lot of people get stuck in their journey. Here's what it says. It says, all great philosophers seem to agree that human beings become what they think about most of the time. Let me just start with that first sentence. I'm going to read that again, just so that sinks into your spirit, right? All great philosophers seem to agree that human beings become what they think about most of the time. So what are you thinking about most of the time? That's where I started this call. Thinking about your problems, thinking about the adversities, thinking about the challenges, think about the way the world is operating, the things that are making you upset, the things you can't get over. Is that what you think about most of the time? Or do you think about the good things? Do you think about the praiseworthy things? Thank you, Annette, for dropping that in the chat. Do you think about the good things? Because you become what you think about. That's why this next generation is cooked. Right? They say they're cooked, right? It's because what they're thinking about, they're about to become, and what they're consuming is not what they should be thinking about. But anyway, I digress. It says here, for this reason, the world class creates compelling visions written with a great attention to detail and fueled by emotion. And then they think about their vision all the time. The great ones seem to go through 4 stages of mental evolution after creating a world class vision. The first stage brings them increased mental clarity, which occurs as a result of putting their dreams on paper. The second stage is an intensified focus on the vision, which occurs as a result of the performer thinking about the vision morning, noon, and night. The third stage turns their intensified focus into a burning desire, which often is fueled by the frustration of seeing and believing the vision is reality on the mental plane, but yet not yet on the physical plane. Champions often develop incredible visualization and self-talk skills that convince the subconscious the vision they project on the movie screen of their mind is real, when at the same time, the performer's conscious mind knows it's not. This creates what psychologists call cognitive dissonance, or two thoughts, cognitions that are inconsistent. Since it says, since the human mind hates to be inconsistent, it drives the performer to take action and make the vision a reality. This success-driven behavior creates the final stage, which occurs when the vision turns into an obsession. Most of the time, it's a healthy obsession, which means the performer is thinking, strategizing, and moving closer to her vision every day. When stage 4 kicks in, failure is no longer an option. The champion will do whatever it takes to manifest the vision. The great ones fuel their obsession by only thinking positive thoughts about their vision, and these thoughts create psychological, physiological, and spiritual energy. At this stage, they are no longer willing to entertain thoughts of fear and will shelter themselves from anything or anyone who approaches them speaking the language of scarcity. In essence, the great ones feed their vision and starve their fear. It's that third stage. It says it in here. It's that third stage that Lisa Nichols was talking about, where it says the third stage turns their intensified focus into a burning desire, which is often fueled by the frustration of seeing and believing the vision is reality on the mental plane, but not yet on the physical plane. Meaning you are thinking beyond what you currently see. That's what leads to frustration. Your mind knows the man or woman that God called you to be. Like, you see that. It's in your mind. You've already gotten that in your mind of the type of man you want to be, the type of woman you want to be, the contribution you want to make, the financial status, the health, all the things. You already see it. But then you open your actual natural eyes and you look around and you're like, this isn't it. I'm nowhere near that. I see myself as patient and I can't seem to figure out how to not yell at people that cut me off in traffic, right? Like there's a frustration that comes because you now are seeing beyond where you currently are. That's where most people quit in the process because then they stop believing. They stop feeding that side of it. They stop feeding the fact that what you actually are thinking in your mind, you will become. And they start thinking about what they see around them. This is how it breaks it down. It says the first two levels of your vision is the excitement phase. That's when you're excited about what you're doing. But then the season of pain is that burning desire fueled by the frustration because you don't see it. That's what creates cognitive dissonance. Lisa Nichols says you should be constantly living in a season of cognitive dissonance. She's basically saying you need to live in a season of pain. You need to be constantly uncomfortable. You need to be constantly inconvenienced. You need to constantly be sacrificing because you're always thinking higher of yourself, of your life, of what's up ahead. And so that is where a lot of people stop. They slow down. They don't see how it's going to happen for them. And my encouragement, and I'm sure, right, as you heard in the video, the encouragement is you have to continue to go. You have to let the fears and all those things fuel you to keep going after what you see in your mind's eye, like what's up here, your thoughts, the vision of your life, even if it's not a far reaching vision, whatever is just right up ahead, you have to now start working towards that every single day, y'all. That's the message. That's what allows us to get to the life we don't need a break from. That's what allows us to take a message like we heard with Lisa Nichols and then apply it in our life and say, you know what? Here's how I do that. I take these baby steps. I know what I need to go do to fix my finance. I'm going to do something today. I know what I need to go do to fix this relationship. Okay, I'm going to go do that today. We're not going to wait. We're going to do it today. We're going to make a decision to say, I want to change this. She made a decision to start writing herself a check. It was just a decision, y'all. That's all it was. She didn't make more money to go write herself a check. She just made a decision. She already had a job. I'm just going to use this check to buy my freedom. That's all. And that was a decision. And each and every one of us, every day, we get a chance to make decisions. You get a chance to make a decision about that future version of yourself, that future person that you see up ahead. You get to make a decision today. And in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, that person, right, is going to thank you for the work you're doing today. If you don't do that work today, that person's not going, you're not going to be able to see that person. You're going to be the same person. So we got to take these lessons, y'all. We got to take this inspiration and we have to now apply it in our life. I'm going to encourage you this weekend to make a decision about some things that you know you need to change, that you know you want to change. Feed your vision. Maybe you do have to fund your future. Maybe you do have to make some major sacrifices. I'm not talking minor I'm talking major sacrifices. When have you made a major sacrifice in your life? Asking someone to sell their home is a major sacrifice. That's why most people don't do it, even though it would be the thing that could potentially make them financially free. Even though it's a chain, even cutting off your child might be a major sacrifice, even though it's a thing that could help them start to figure out their life and help you financially. Major sacrifices. Most people aren't willing to do it. But if you really want to get to that life, you really want to create that life you don't need a break from, you have to be willing to do those things, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to keep encouraging you down the path. I know you can do it. I know you can make that happen. At the end of the day, you know that, again, this thing is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. But you got to make some decisions. You got to make some sacrifices. You got to inconvenience. I know we feel like our lives are generally inconvenienced because we're not happy with where we are. Again, that cognitive dissonance part. I know that's how a lot of us feel. And just let me tell you, you're not sacrificing all that you can. You're not as inconvenienced as you think you are. You haven't put yourself really in the fire to really say this, I'm going to sell my home and my car and pay myself first and do all like most of us don't do that. We try to manage with what we have and then we make little small steps forward. You really want to change some things. You really believe in what we're talking about here. You really want to get to a life you don't need a break from. It's going to come with some major sacrifices. But start with baby steps. Start with just doing something today that pushes you out of your comfort zone, that challenges you a bit to go change. All right. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. People are counting on you. They're counting on you to sacrifice. I know you think it was easy for Lisa Nichols to like never let her kid go to McDonald's. I mean, in hindsight, probably it's a better choice, right? To not, but like you think saying no to her child for 3.5 years, probably not the easiest thing. I know because I have a daughter, right? It's kind of hard to constantly say no. And now her child's life is immensely better. That's the type of sacrifices, y'all. You got to go out and do it.